Coming up in this segment, we're going to continue this conversation with Rich Haldeman, President, CEO, Cancer Treatment Centers of America in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, if you're an employer out there, you're on one of these partially self-funded models or a fully self-funded plan or a human resource director, and you know that cancer claims are in the top 3. You get hit with these things every year. Let me tell you something. It would be to your benefit to pick up that phone and give these people a call and talk to them about a relationship with Cancer Treatment Centers of America for your company. You can do that. They do have that ability. They can work with you. If you want to give them a call, 1-800-615-1855. Just give them a call. They'll tell you what they can do and how they can do it. They'll send somebody out to talk to you. It's a great way to control costs. It's also a great way to provide amazing care for your employees that may have a cancer issue. Or you can go to the website, cancercenter.com, cancercenter.com. All the information is up on the website. Okay, Rich, let's talk about the thing that most impressed me over the last year and a half that I've been coming here and doing these shows and talking to the doctors, and I've interviewed the doctors, interviewed patients, interviewed doctors and patients together, is the difference between what you do here and how you deliver care and everywhere else. Because I have not, and I do a lot of work with a lot of hospital systems, I have never walked in a place that does what you do the way you do it. And I guess it all gets back to that mother care issue that you talked about in the first segment. So let's talk about it.
It's great. I would break it down into two components, really. The mother standard of care is fundamental to every single one of our employees. And we don't call our employees, we call them stakeholders, because they are empowered to do whatever they need to do for our patients in order to get to partner with them in their journey, and maybe the most important journey of their life.
Yeah, it definitely is the most important. When you're in this situation, it's the most important journey of your life.
It is. And every one of our, I call them stakeholders, but they're employees, they're focused on that. And it's in the air as you walk through the hospital. And what's behind that is really the important part. So we do everything that every other cancer center does. We have the state-of-the-art standard of care that every other cancer, MD Anderson, Cleveland Clinic, we have everything, and we have more.
Yeah, you have the Da Vinci robot here, the newest model of the Da Vinci robot that was brought in here late last year.
We have a whole integrated, for example, plastics program, because women that have breast surgery want to have reconstruction. We have that all integrated under one roof, and so we do everything that every other cancer center does. And the reason I say that is because when people hear about Cancer Treatment Centers of America, they all go to this integrative aspect of our business. So we do everything any other cancer center does, but in addition to that, we do all the integrative components, all the complementary components. So for example, the most important thing about your cancer care is getting through the care. So if you stumble because you run into malnutrition or you have side effects related to your treatment, you need all those supportive services there to get you from the beginning of your cancer care to the end. And we have all of those integrated in to how we treat our patients.
So whether that's a dietitian, a naturopathic doctor, whatever it is.
That's right.
And we've had the folks on this show, patients on the show, that talk about that holistic approach, okay, that you bring to the treatment here, which is very different.
Yeah, and it's all based on clinical pathways, evidence-based medicine. Research that's been done to show that these integrative elements actually do improve quality of life and your ability to sustain your treatment. That's a key difference.
Because the ability to sustain the treatment is, there's not going to be an outcome if you can't sustain the treatment. That's not going to be a positive outcome if you can't sustain the treatment.
Yeah, and there's other programs that have elements of this that they've put in. I've given talks not only in the U.S., but also outside of the U.S., and you see these elements, but I've never seen it integrated the way it's integrated here. So imagine your mother is ill, and she's going through this treatment, and she has to get in her car and drive 10 miles to get care, then carry that information back to her oncologist, tell them the information, assume for a moment that that's exactly what they needed to hear, or worse, wait for the information to come from the other caregiver back to her quarterback, what we'll call the medical oncologist. All these things go away as soon as you walk in the door here.
Yeah, there's a team.
There's a team of people that are centered around driving you from point A to point B. And that is a huge difference, and it makes a difference when it comes to your journey with cancer. It makes a big difference, and I see it every single day. And that was my epiphany moment when I walked in the door and I started to uncover what was different about this place.